People often ask me, what do I think about dirty tactics such as eye gouging, headbutts, bites, ball strikes, things like that. In a self-protection context, they are an essential piece of your toolkit, your combative arsenal. I've seen big, tough, strong guys who know how to fight scream or just stop fighting when they've got gouged in the eyes, their ears been bitten, or they've been hit or grabbed down below in a very nasty way. So they can definitely be fight enders, but you can't rely on them being that. I'm not one of those people who will say, oh, who cares if someone's a wrestler or a BJJ black belt? All you've got to do is bite and gouge. No, that's not true. If I had you in some kind of a choke and you're nibbling on my forearm, I'm just going to think, well, it might bleed, but you're going to be unconscious in a few seconds anyway. You still need to have your full proverbial toolbox of techniques, knowing how to actually escape out of holds and locks, knowing how to strike well under pressure. I generally don't refer to them as dirty tactics. They're just part of training for self-protection. However, they definitely would be dirty if you were using them in a sporting context where you'd agreed upon the rules, in which case you're cheating. I see these tactics more as combative lubricant. I know that might sound a bit funny, but let's put it in this context. You say you're in some kind of a hold, you know a technique to get out, but you're really struggling. You might then realize, oh, actually, my head is near theirs, and you could slip the nut in. Now, it might not end the fight. I'm not saying it will necessarily. The little flinch might give you just a fraction of a second and a fraction of space in which you can now apply your escape technique to help you get out of it. A friend of mine, now she's about 5'2" on an extremely tall day. She was attacked. She forgot everything she learned, but all she remembered was to eye gouge. And then she was able to sort of fight him off and then run. It's not the be-all and end-all. It doesn't mean that's going to work in every situation, but it's an example of something where you can completely rebalance the odds and get yourself out of there. I've sometimes heard people say, oh, well, anyone can do these dirty tactics. I don't need to train them. Well, you're going to revert to your training in a real situation. You know, a kickboxer, for example, most likely to revert to your kickboxing. Sure, you can headbutt, knee and elbow. Unless you're training it, it's not going to be as instinctual as what you train regularly is. So when you're training, I don't mean bite your training partner. You can simulate these things in training, but make sure you are practicing them. If I'm in this position, could I slip the nut in? Could I knee them? Could I grab someone down below in the crown jewels to effect an escape? Some of these things are absolute emergencies. I don't want to bite anyone or have anyone's blood in my mouth or have my fingers on their nether regions. These are like absolute extremes, and I'm not suggesting you use these necessarily. I'm just saying in an emergency, of course within the realms of what is lawful where you are, then there are some tactics that can prove useful. The bottom line is I view dirty tactics as essential for a self-protection practitioner, as combative lubricant, and sometimes potential fight enders.